Hi, I'm Steen at Luntoft. Got another project on the go here. It's a Massey Harris 22. I bought it at L&B Olsen auction here about a year ago. And it's raining outside today, so I can't work on the combine. So I figured I would give it a try on this Massey Harris 22. I don't think it's a bad little tractor. Somebody has worked on it and attempted to paint it, and we can agree pretty quick that it didn't quite get the right color. In this case, it probably would have been better if they had not painted it, but often that's how it goes. I was looking in my new little Bible here, Massey Tractor Data Book, and from looking at the nameplate 22 GS 3173. This tractor is from late 49. Everything appears to be here. It even is a little 3-point hitch on it, which I'm sure will have a few leaks on the hydraulic. But I think that's interesting. 3-point hitch on a North American tractor from that late. But they put a 12 volt on, and they grounded it to 0, grounded it to the minus, which is not right. This is a 6 volt tractor, and so it should have a 6 volt tractor or a battery, and it should be grounded to positive. The Masseys were typically grounded to positive. I already can wait to get my hands on it, so I rebuilt the carburetor, and I got that put on. So I figured I would rebuild the ignition system and get a new cab on it, cab and distributor, rotor points and the condensers. So to do that we gotta get the hood off, but we'll get on that right away. As you can see outside, it's pretty wet, muddy. My combine is sitting over there under the tarp. I don't want to be working on that today. Got the side panels off. You can see a little bit more what's hiding behind here. There's a fairly large gas tank in here, but then oil filter and the air intake, the coil, and then behind that in the dark is the distributor. I don't know if we can get to see it here. But anyways, we'll take the hood off, and then it's definitely easier to see it. To do that, we've got to get the exhaust off and the air intake. Well, that was the hood. Got the hood sitting here now beside me. Got a bit of a dent at the, I guess what's at the front of the tractor. I'll have to see if I can get that straightened out. But first we'll put some of these plugs back on. The gas tank, no need to get that full of crap. And then here, and interesting, that cap should probably not sit inside the pipe. That's a good way to get water in. And we'll cover the exhaust as well, just for good measure. Right on. So we'll get rebuilding the distributor cap here, points, condenser, and hopefully we can get this little tractor up and running again. I did actually drive it onto the trailer when I bought it, but I haven't been able to start it up since. So I figured cleaning carburetor would be the first step, and that's when that went into rebuilding the carburetor. And will get the spark as well. Then it should be eager to get running. Well, this is definitely telling a story why we might not have had good spark. It's completely full of electrical it's been corroding in there, hey? So got poor connection, so I got some dielectric grease. So I will give it some of that, and hopefully we can avoid that. I got into the points here, and points definitely look pretty burnt. So that won't be a waste of time to do that. I got to get it turned over so that I got the engine sitting at a point where the points are open so I can get the right distance. And that's when I realized that somebody must have made a new front for this tractor, this piece here, because you're supposed to be able to get a crank through here. There's just no hole, so I'm going to be taking that off. So now I've turned the engine over so that it's sitting on the high point of the distributor shaft. So now we have a gap down there, so I can see what it should be. So I got it out now, and these points, they're definitely short. They're burnt pretty bad. So we'll take that in and get it cleaned up, and then I'll put the new points in it, set the distance, and I will get this washed up, get nice and clean. Got all the little nuts and spacers and the insulator. Obviously it has to be insulated from the housing, so that's what this little ring is doing there. That's the one that comes out on the side here that connects to the condenser, or the coil, sorry. Well, I got the points done now. Just set at 20 thou, and that's it. I'll carry on and assemble the rest of the distributor here. We'll go clean this up a little bit. Well, there you have it. Got the roller put back on. Now we'll get this put on here. It's not really that easy to do with one hand. I'll have to give me a second here. There we go. It was a little easier with two hands. It obviously only goes on one way. There's a recess that fits into the housing here. So I just had to get that lined up. And like I said, with two hands, that was a lot easier. Anyways, should be good now. We'll give that a little bit of this Wonder Stuff dielectric grease. There. Sorry for the throwing around with the camera. There we go. Okay. Now I just need to get myself a battery, because the previous owner put a 6 volt, but a 12 volt in, and it should be a 6 volt. He also put the negative to ground, which is opposite of what it's supposed to be. So we'll get a 6 volt battery, and then we'll try and hook it up, and hopefully we will have the ability to start it up, but also hopefully it'll be making some power and charging the battery. The turn 22 was put all back together with new points and distributor rotor and carburetor rebuild kit, and it still will not start. So here we are in the shop now. We'll do some more troubleshooting and see what we can find. This little tractor is giving me a bit of time to think about what the heck's going on here. So anyways, I have I've confirmed that when I pull this switch out and I turn the key over, I have spinning or power out to my coil, and I ran a ground from my my ground here to the spark plug, just to confirm that I actually have spark, and you can have a peek here. I hope you can see that in the video. We do in fact have spark. So we must not be getting fuel into the cylinder. My good friend Steen and his good friend Bill came over today and gave me a hand with this. It turned out that timing was out, and so we loosened off this little guy here, and able to turn this, and once we got the timing set, it runs okay. You see here, try and get it going. It's tough not to get to the choke. There we go. Now there's a lot of white smoke coming out here. That is simply because the tractor has sat for a long time. So there's a lot of moisture in the oil. But this is a sweet little tractor. It's got the 3-point hitch here. That's pretty cool. But yeah, she runs now. She runs pretty good actually. There'll be a couple of small things with a gauge to show that it's actually charging, and to show oil pressure, because those things are not working. But yeah, nice to hear it running again. I'll throw the tin on, the side shields and the hood. I gotta find an exhaust that's a better fit than what is there now. That looks a little pathetic, the way it's smoking out everywhere. I'm putting my 22 back together now. I had issues with the tractor starting on 6-volt battery. It sounds like maybe, but not really. Put the charger on and it starts right away. So my thought is that the tractor is probably a little bit worn in the engine. So I cheated a little bit, went and got myself an 8-volt battery, and now it starts up right away. I might have to replace the voltage regulator. The voltage regulator I have is there's a print card in there, and so there's nothing I can change there. The older style, you can adjust the voltage, and that means if I had an older voltage regulator, I should be able to regulate that to 8.7. But as it is right now, I'll have to charge the battery in between if I'm going to any sort of events or whatever where I need to start lots. But that's how it is for now. I replaced the oil pressure gauge, and I replaced the charging gauge, the amp gauge, which now seems a little redundant because I can't. Obviously, a 6-volt regulator is not going to charge when there's 8 volts on the battery, but it's more important that I can start the tractor when I need it to start. So that's where we're at, and I'll get it packed back up here, and I'll finish off with a video once I have all of the shields back on, the hood and the side panels, and I'll do a video of it running. Okay, she is put back together, all of the side covers, the hood, and let's see how she starts now with the 8-volt battery. Gives it a little bit more power. There she is. Oil pressure is not too bad, and obviously it's not showing a charge because I have the 8-volt battery, but that's also what's making it start so easy now. So anyways, I think we'll round it off with that. The exhaust has been fitted, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, I couldn't help it. Had to go for a little drive. Be a couple of more things to work on this little tractor, but at least now she's running, and whatever else I find, might be something with the bearing on the clutch, but I'll get to that. You guys have a good night now.